A chemical release from the local pulp mill leads to health and environmental concerns. Good evening, I'm Haley Perot. Thank you for joining us. The water in the Kaministiquia River is now being heavily tested after a major effluent spill from the Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper Mill. Thunder Bay residents and Fort William First Nation are frustrated by a lack of warning and official response. Justin Hardy spoke with those sounding the alarm today and joins us in studio. Justin, what are they saying?
Haley, they just want answers. One area resident says he can't get a straight answer from any official body, and Fort William First Nations chief says she's received zero official communication regarding the incident and had to learn about it from a social media post. Local boating enthusiast Jamie Zarowski was the first to raise the alarm on the incident. He says he had taken his homemade tugboat out on the river for the day when he noticed a disturbing sight in the water near the mill's effluent discharge pipe.
I never seen anything like it. It was, the river went from blue to orangey tan color. And I thought, okay, it's just around the pipe. But as I proceeded upstream, it's everywhere. The whole water was orange tan color. And I kept going, and it kept going. It's right to Lake Superior, 6 miles, up the Mission River, another 6 miles.
Zarowski says he couldn't get through to the Ministry of Environment spill hotline all weekend.
So I called him Monday morning. I got through to a gentleman. He said, yes, we were notified August 22nd, Friday of the spill, and we have crews out there now testing the water.
He says calls to the health unit and local politicians have also gone unanswered. He was able to get a hold of Fort William First Nation leadership, but they too have been left in the dark. Chief Michelle Solomon says she learned about the spill from Zarowski's social media post Wednesday night.
Fort William First Nation should have been notified immediately. It should have been notified, I don't know when this happened, but it's reported to me that this happened, up to 5 days ago. So it's seriously concerning, and we will be doing work on our part to make sure that this is brought forward to MECP and to any representatives who, should have been part of informing us.
The First Nation has scrambled its own environmental team to test the water along the river. The mill has released a statement regarding the incident that read, Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper temporarily suspended production during a review into the causes of an upset in its effluent process. The company is participating with the Ministry of Environment regarding reports of a loss of aquatic life in the river downstream from its facility, and will continue to do so until the matter is concluded. We will continue to make protecting Thunder Bay's natural resources a top priority. The ministry has issued a notice of violation to Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper that requires the mill to immediately cease discharging until compliance can be achieved for the effluent, and to undertake an analysis of the incident and identify measures needed to prevent this from happening again. The ministry is continuing to investigate. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
Dryden OPP and other emergency crews responded to a fatal single-vehicle collision just after 10 o'clock this morning. A vehicle crashed into a sign off Highway 17 on the east side of Dryden. Both occupants were from Ignace. The driver, a 66-year-old woman, was pronounced dead in hospital. The 34-year-old female passenger remains in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The highway was closed for most of the day between Sandy Beach Road and Highway 72. Well Police investigated. Thunder Bay City Council members are now speaking about another potential reversal of the temporary shelter village site. At Tuesday night's meeting, Red River Councillor Michael Zazzino will push to rescind the July 21st decision that approved the Hilliard lands, citing inadequate consultation and an unsuitable location. However, at-large Councillor Mark Bentz fears any more delays could jeopardize the whole project. Jessica Clement reports.
Red River Councillor Michael Zazzino is calling for a reversal of the July 21st decision to put the temporary shelter village at the Hilliard site on Alloy Place. He argues there was no proper consultation before the site was quickly approved and ratified, and that overall, it's not the best site for the village. Zazzino will bring his motion forward during Tuesday night's council meeting.
What's going to happen is there's going to be a motion, first of all, to change the rules of procedure to allow this motion to come forward. And if that gets voted through, then I will table that motion, and then the council will have a chance to decide if they wish to rescind that decision.
Zazzino was one of 9 who voted in favor of the Hilliard site July 21st. Soon after, numerous area businesses and residents voiced concerns about the location, An online petition was also created, and it now has over 1,100 signatures. Zucino's not sure how the vote will turn out, but says he brought it forward so councillors can make an informed decision.
We've had a month of deliberations in terms of contact from various people, and so now some of the concerns that they've expressed are safety on the site. They have expressed some concerns about the fiscal and economic impact of the site. They've expressed some concern related to the cost estimates of the village, and they've also addressed some concerns about the health of the residents on the site or utilizing the site. So those are all have been outlined amongst other things.
However, at-large councillor Mark Bentz, who originally put forward the Hilliard site, is concerned more delays could jeopardize the project entirely.
It will likely kill the project if it was to be rescinded now, because we would lose the funding. At least that's what we're being told by the province. And once you pick and you deselect 3 locations, where do you go next?
Zucino needs a supermajority, or 9 votes out of 13, for the motion to pass. If it does, administration will go back and look at other sites, excluding those that have already been approved and later rejected. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
The weather is getting cooler. Pumpkin spice is showing up on menus everywhere. And at Lakehead University, students are moving into residence. Lee Noonan was there today talking with school staff and students as they gear up for the start of classes.
The Lakehead University campus is buzzing with students moving into residence, and for many, leaving home for the first time.
My favorite day of the year, it's move-in day. So we have students coming from all over the world, moving into residence, and basically creating their new home away from home for the next 8 months.
Foster has been welcoming students to Lakehead for 24 years. He encourages them to challenge themselves and get involved in at least one extracurricular activity.
A lot of times students have been living in the same town, going to school with the same people that they've gone to school with. So it's a good opportunity for them to step out of their comfort zone.
Ariel Hari Prasad is a first-year outdoor recreation student from Ajax who was drawn to Thunder Bay for the access to nature.
It's very outdoorsy. There's lots of mountains and stuff nearby. I'm very excited to meet new people and learn about the new space, but it is a little nervous because it's my first time moving away for longer than a week.
Nursing student Alex Rye is no stranger to move-in day. This will be her 3rd year living in residence.
It is a huge family, especially when you're moving in to Bartley for the first time. Usually it's the first time leaving home, and it's a big family, super welcoming. It's honestly you make really good friends.
Move-in day is a big day for students, but also for their parents. The 2-day drive up from Bradford near Toronto has become a fun tradition for Rye and her mom.
I love the community here and the feel when you're moving in. It's just so exciting, and everybody else is just totally raising your spirits and making you just feel like you and your child made the right decision to come here. So.
Hari Prasad's parents said they're nervous dropping her off in a new town so far from home, but they're also proud of the choices that led her here.
She knows what to do, so just be yourself, use the resources around you, ask questions, and get help if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I just hope that she makes the most of her time here and makes friends and enjoy her experience.
There are 1,185 beds in the LU residences, and this year Foster says they are all occupied. 400 of those students have already moved in, 400 are moving in on move-in day, and the rest will be trickling in over the next couple weeks. Lee Noonan, TBT News.
1, 2, 3, red line!
While students from all over are settling into LU residences, some are also settling into a new country. There are currently over 1,000 international students at Lakehead, including hundreds who are new this year. The university held a community connections fair to help those students learn a little more about the city that they just moved to. From setting up a bank account to finding a place of worship, there were 25 booths set up at the LU Outpost where international students can get a little help adjusting to life in Canada.
We have global specialty markets so that they can find flavors from home. We have places that they can volunteer at, like the ThunderCon and the Thunder Bay Renaissance Fair. But we also have different places like Thunder Bay Museum and the Art Gallery, and just ways for them to experience life in Thunder Bay and really find their communities.
It's been good. Everyone is welcoming and I'm having a good time so far. I love civil engineering, so it's good to learn more and just meet my professors and my other classmates. So I'm pretty excited.
Hastings moved to Thunder Bay from Jamaica to get her master's in civil engineering. That's just one of 80 countries represented at the university, according to McAllister. The university continues to see a lot of students from India, as well as China and Nigeria, and a growing number of students from Latin America. Thunder Bay's Gateway Casino is celebrating 25 years of operation. The facility opened its doors on this day in August of 2000 with plenty of hoopla and a fair amount of controversy. Since then, it's attracted countless visitors and contributed $58 million to the city coffers from slot machine revenues. Casino officials hosted a silver anniversary celebration today with a variety of promotions. Jonathan Wilson reports.
It was originally known as the Thunder Bay Charity Casino when it first opened in late August of 2000, with long lineups and a small group of protesters outside who opposed the expansion of gambling in Thunder Bay. It was operated by Ontario Lottery and Gaming, but then was sold in 2016 to private operator Gateway Casinos. Much of the layout and decor remain the same as opening day, including the huge propeller from the James Whalen tug in the entranceway. Casino GM Sandy Delorme says she's seen the slot machines evolve a lot over the past 25 years.
Oh, a lot has changed. We started with tokens where people had to make their bets with coins, and now we have moved into a different age where we use ticket in and ticket out to pay out customers.
Delorme started working at the casino on opening day as a cashier. She's now leading the 25th anniversary celebrations with a $2,500 donation to Pause for Love. The casino is also offering free cupcakes, promotions, and a cash draw for $2,500.
Well, for me personally, it's also my 25th anniversary, but for many of our staff, we're just really excited to be, part of this community and offering entertainment options for the people of Thunder Bay.
One of the newest additions to the casino is the Play Smart Center, where anyone concerned about potential gambling addiction and what to do about it can talk to someone, get help, or potentially have themselves barred from the facility.
There's definitely people who have indicated that they have a problem with gambling, but we do offer the ability to take breaks from here and exclude yourself from the property. And just recently this year, we've opened a Play Smart Center right on our gaming floor for advice for people. They can go in there and get, recommendations or resources, and they can also sign themselves out for periods of time.
Delorme says for most people, visiting the casino is a fun and positive experience. And thanks to the municipal contribution agreement, the City of Thunder Bay receives around $3 million a year from casino revenues.
We're definitely proud of all the excitement we've provided to this community and events that we've sponsored, but we're also really happy about the money that we've generated for the City of Thunder Bay, totaling $58 million.
Jonathan Wilson, TBT News.
Well, Fiona, I would say I'm not the most lucky when it comes to gambling, but I was quite lucky today when I stepped outside and saw the sunshine, so that's enough for me.
Oh, it was gorgeous,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that was enough for you because it certainly wasn't seasonally warm. But, after the thunderstorms last night, wow, there were a couple of loud shows out in the sky yesterday evening. Hopefully you weren't caught out in it, but today, okay, it was only a high of 18 after an overnight low of 5, but there was sunshine. So after a major storm, that's always a good thing. Winds were, well, they started out from the northeast and then rotated around from the southeast, but relatively light, just 3 up to 13 kilometers per hour. So pretty calm day across the board. Now, if we take a look at what's going on in the region, there is some heat trying to push its way in from Manitoba, and thus far we are at seasonal levels, 20 in Sioux Lookout, 21 in Dryden and Atikokan, Red Lake, 22 in Fort Frances and Kenora, with a preponderance of sunshine to the west. Partly cloudy at this hour in Red Lake, although they were mostly sunny for much of the day. Humidex right now hovering around 25 up towards Red Lake. Fort Frances still pretty dry, not really a humidex to speak of, but then you head into areas north of Lake Superior where it's quite a bit cooler. We're at 15 in Nipigon, 13 in Marathon, 15 in Greenstone, Armstrong 16. The equipment is not functioning particularly correctly in the Greenstone region at this time, or for actually much of the day. I believe they got hit by lightning yesterday. So we're getting minimal feedback. Right now we believe it is mostly cloudy and probably has been for parts of the day. Along the eastern shore, it's even cooler still, 13 in Wawa, 14 in Sault Ste. Marie, and they had an overnight low of 12, which was quite mild, but they only warmed up to a high of 15, so very little movement in temperatures under mostly cloudy skies on the eastern portion of Lake Superior today. Here in the city of Thunder Bay, it's going to be back into the single digits with a low of 7, mainly clear to start, although we'll see a few clouds start to move in this evening. Winds will continue to be primarily from the east, very light, 5 to 10 kilometers per hour. But we had promised a beautiful sunny weekend. It's starting a little bit slower than we had hoped. The cold air sinking down from James Bay, keeping that warm air from the west from flowing towards us, kind of like a traffic jam. But it is going to be heading towards us. Temperatures are still going to warm up, just take maybe a day longer than we had expected, but it is on the way.
Okay, well, you
And
know what?
I'll have more details later on, but things are still looking good, even though today was so cool.
You know what? I believe in you, Fiona, and I'm a patient gal, so I can wait an extra day if need be. I'll bundle up in the meantime.
And it's still looking good into Monday, and all we need is that weekend.
Okay, well, I love the positivity. Thank you, Fiona.